I can't. If there's no world in which anyone could feel bad for anybody like Shannon Sharpe, and these white executives that made him step down, because let's be clear, he did not step down willingly. His statement is full of crap. He did not step down willingly. The white executives that made him step down probably got white daughters at home. They probably got white sisters. You think that they're going to take this from a black man? Yes, I remember you, Isabel. Hi, my love. Y'all think that they're going to take that from a black man? It's no way. There's no way. And so now he's in this situation, and he's reporting that he's stepping down, and he's gonna love you too, that he's gonna be spending time with friends and family. But to be quite honest, they should have told him he needed to step down when they found out she was 19. Let's put that out there. Let's put that out there. They should have made him step down when they realized that he was 54 and she was 19. That should have been more than enough for y'all to say this is a bad look. That something is weird about that. Outside of the fact it shouldn't have gotten to this point. It should have been, and to be honest, I completely agree. He should have stepped down when he leaked, when he accidentally went live, and everybody had to hear this public speculation. And to me, this is all stemming from that. That live, the way he accidentally went live, was weird from the start. Weird from the start. Nobody accidentally goes live like that. He wanted the world to know, and he wanted the world to think of him in this hypersexual way. He wanted to be the man. He wanted to, and he was trying to hypersexualize himself. And that was strange from the beginning. And this was all because people were rumoring that he was gay. If you got to do all that to prove to the world that you're not gay, okay. Okay. If you got to do all that to prove to the world that you're not gay, okay. At the big Jurassic age of 55, 56, you got, with kids out there, with kids. Shannon Sharpe got kids in their 30s. And you got this kind of stuff happening. Shannon Sharpe needs to step back and take inventory of his life. What do you have going on there's something deeper here. He needs to step back and take inventory of why you're still trying to hang like you're a 20-year-old. He needs to step back and take inventory of what's going on, because all of this happening this soon. And I even think it's weird that the conversations he be having on Club Shay Shay, when Jess Hilarious was on there and he wanted to apologize for talking about her in a way that was sexualized. Why is you talking about this young lady like that? She in her 30s. Why do you have to apologize for being weird? And Angel Reese. Why do you have to, and Megan Thee Stallion? All of these women are either the same or younger than the daughter you have at your big age. Why are you having these conversations? Why are you, and Young Miami, why are you talking to other men about these little girls? You should be looking at them as children. Children. You should be looking at them as children. At his big age, you should be thinking to yourself, those little girls, them young ladies is old enough to be my daughter. You know who in his age range? Monique. Monique in his age range, and she told him herself, you need to get your old ass, an older woman, and sit down somewhere. That's because and this is because she understands what it means to be, and that's the difference between a lot of men and women. And there are women out there who do weird stuff like this too. So let me be crystal clear. I don't want to only put the allegations on men, but there are women who are dating significantly younger men, but a lot of times women are telling like they want to date within their age range. Why and again, my biggest question is, what is your fantasy with dating this 19-year-old? What is your interest in a 19-year-old? Why do I truly can't fathom it. And to all the people who are saying, because there's been people who are saying that, oh, but she's of age and she's legal. People who say someone is legal are weird to me. Weird. Anytime I hear somebody say, oh, but she's legal, but he's legal, I instantly think that you sit around waiting for somebody to turn 18. Instantly. My immediate thought is that you're waiting around for somebody to turn 18 because 1 year removed from high school interests you? Like somebody being legal just says to me that y'all were sitting around waiting for them to turn of age so you can prowl. What interest? I can't imagine being 25 and taking interest in a 19-year-old. I can't even, at 25, I can't even, if I was 25 years old, when I was 25, I didn't want to be around 19-year-olds. I had zero desire to be around anybody that young. They were annoying. I thought back to when I was 19 and I was annoying, and I knew to myself, I'm mature enough to not want to be around you. And to be quite frank, all of the conversations that were leaked between the two of them, she sounds like a child. It sounds like he's talking to someone who's still in high school. What does anybody over the age of 21, 22, maybe 23, what do you have in common with a 19-year-old? And if you have something in common with a 19-year-old, bigger issue. Bigger issue. Bigger issue. And then to say that this was all BDSM, race play is not BDSM. I don't know. And race play is strange because anybody who wants to role play slavery is a strange person. You hear what I'm saying? Anybody who wants to role play Massa and Dainty White Lady is weird. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And now you want to allege, and I also want to point out, by the way, I was on TMZ this morning, and you'll see it tomorrow, the clip. But they were talking about whether or not it was the R word because everyone has talked about it being consensual. Let's be clear. Two things. One is that she said in the text message, no means no. No means no. That's not consent. That's not consensual. The second thing is they were talking about about the fact that whether or not he used the protection that she asked him to use. If somebody tells you to use protection and you don't, let's be clear, that's not consent. That's not consent. Consent means that you've agreed upon the terms of this encounter. If somebody tells you to use protection and you choose not to and they don't know about it, that is not consent. They have not given you consent. So for her to turn around and have to say, I asked you to do such and such, and she's 19. Why aren't you using protection with this child? Like, do you hear how bogus that sounds? That is not consent. If someone tells you that they want you to, they're willing, one of the terms of their agreement to do the thing was that you use protection. If you slide in somebody and you don't use protection, you've officially disregarded any consent. Consent no longer exists. Consent, The R word is not simply, people simply think, people get this idea that the R word is this like act of rough, whatever, and that it has to be a certain way. It is about consent. That is what it is about. Did you get full consent from this person? And my I would hope that at his grown age, you would say, are you getting consent from another adult, not a 19-year-old? And I'm not gonna lie, when the TMZ hosts were going back and forth about whether or not it was considered R, I wasn't supposed to go on and say how I started, but I had to get out there that you can't say that there are two consensual adults after you read those text messages. You can't. You cannot. And we can't normalize it. The other thing is, people are continuing to have these conversations null and void of the point that she was 19 when he met her. That needs to be the starting part of the conversation, because whether or not anyone believes that is true, because in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's not consensual and it's not consenting, because someone who is 19, their brain is not as fully developed as somebody that age. To me, that alone is strange. I feel like that should constitute for some sort of weird, like, if developmentally y'all are not in the same area, you've lived all these years of life, and you're dangling money in front of this 19-year-old. Money. Because that's what this is about. You dangled money in front of this 19-year-old because you knew that that was the only way that she would want to be with you. That to me is coercion and manipulation. That's how I feel. I feel like it's coercion and manipulation. I feel like everything that she's saying is true, absent of any, I don't even need to know. That to me is coercion. Because the 19-year-old is not on the same level as you, and you have all this money and you're dangling money in this child's face. I don't know what her financial situation is. And listen, I hope she get more than the 50 mil she asking for. To be honest, you did this to yourself. Nothing about this is and this victim role that he's steady trying to play, trying to turn himself into a victim, that he's 100% innocent and he's going to spend time with family and family knows. Listen, I don't want to hear about none of that. You entered into and it wasn't just a one-time thing. It wasn't just a one-time thing. You've been doing this with this young lady for years. She's 22. You started when she was 19. And he's talking about always 100% consensual, and they're trying to release information about how many times him and the young lady had BDSM intercourse. Who cares? You know what we need to teach our children and our young men? We need to teach children and young men that you can have, somebody could say yes to you 50,000 times. And the one time they say no is still no. Just because you got yes 50 other times does not mean that no is not a no. It is a hard no. They not playing hard to get. Ain't nobody playing around with you. Ain't nobody trying to tease you. If somebody says no once, I don't care. We need to be teaching these young men that it don't matter, because people are talking about, come on, she's an OnlyFans model. So what? That doesn't make, and this is what's crazy to me. Somebody's work doesn't mean that the law and human decency doesn't apply to them anymore. I want us to know that. I just want to throw that out there. Because OnlyFans or not, she's allowed to say no. What does that mean? What does that mean? She could have been with every man in the world. What does that mean? she's still entitled to the word no. To me, it's astonishing. I can't believe and I can't fathom. And then hearing men mansplain what is happening is also just making my brain go kaboom. I don't understand how anyone is even getting past the conversation about her being 19 years old. A 19-year-old should never have to tell your grown self that no means no. A 19-year-old should never have to explain to you consent. A 19-year-old shouldn't be having to have a sex education conversation with you at your big grown age. Like, what are we talking about? That young lady could be his granddaughter for real. I can't. And I truly believe that this is what we need to start teaching these young boys. The way that we understand consent is so messed up to the point where people don't even understand that somebody tricking you into having consent without protection is not consent. That's not consent. That is tricking someone. You've manipulated them. Just like the young lady said in the phone call and the messages that were in the phone calls that were leaked. You manipulated her. She was manipulated. There's no work around that. There's no work around that. And you know what? To be quite frank, I'm glad ESPN is letting him go. I hope they let him go completely. I hope they make the firm decision and they stand on business to let it go completely. I hope that they make the decision that he should not be allowed to return to ESPN because it's bad for their image. And I hate that this is what and as much as we go back and forth, oh, I don't want a black man down. I don't care. Some black men need to go down. I'm so sorry. We're not in that space. This is not an attempt. This is not a shakedown. This is not an attempt to slander his name. This is not this is what you call consequences of your own basic actions. And they want you to save face, because what's going to happen is if the ESPN deal falls through, I can bet you any amount of money he is going to turn around and say that he's stepping away completely so that they can save face. They're not going to let him go. He's going to go into his little corner and he's going to say that he stepped away completely, even though he know that they firing him. And I hope that they do. I hope that they deserve that. They deserve that completely. Okay. The truth of the matter is that he also, I truly believe that the dumbest thing he could have did was go public with this. You should have just gave that lady the $50 million. Because nothing about this is looking right. You should have gave the lady, because now you're about to lose a whole bunch of brand deals. He offered 10 mil. If she came back and said 50 mil, he should have gave that 50 mil. That would have been the smartest thing that he would have did, because this is not going to go away. The fact that Shannon Sharpe is the hottest topic out right now. Shannon Sharpe, the one that looked like Miss Netta. The fact that Shannon Sharpe is on the front page of everything. Please, that's done for. That's done for. They gonna feel like and them folks down at ESPN gonna say, well, we gave Shannon Sharpe a chance and he ruined it for himself. And guess what? They not lying this time. I don't want to hear it. And a lot of these men are going to continue to go down because technology has advanced. And what happens is when you're pushing 60 and you don't really know how to use technology and you want to be out here with them 19-year-olds, them young whippersnappers, guess what? They're going to be doing stuff that you can't figure out, like recording your conversations because you ain't got no sense. Like recording tapes of you that you shouldn't have let been recorded. Hello? You need to hang out with people your age. This wouldn't have happened. Okay, if you would have had you a nice little tenderoni that was 49, 50, 50, pushing 60, a nice little 60-year-old tenderoni, she wouldn't have known how to do all this. She wouldn't have known how to do all of this. If you would have had you a tenderoni that's your tenderoni, she's my only love. He like you so now you get what you get and you don't get upset. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm just saying. It's mad beautiful older women out there. But you busy trying to be 20, hanging out with them young bulls, the YNs that's outside doing what 20-year-olds do, and that's not your body. And honestly, what made you think that 19-year-old wanted anything but besides money from you? Okay. And to be honest, I don't know about y'all. I don't know what y'all know, but the older generation is aging backwards. My mama don't look like no 50. My mama don't look like no 50. No 55, no 50. My mama don't look that age. Okay? That generation, I don't know what they got going on or whatever. My mama, she look young and she act like she's 25. You hear what I'm saying? That generation, they got it going on. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't understand what did you need to go backwards for? I be having to tell my mama she need to go sit down. I be having to tell Michelle that not too much. So it's not like the older women ain't out here doing a thing. Why you can't find nobody your age? Listen, okay? And to be honest, I don't understand what kind of people he got around him, because I can't be around no 60. Let my father at his age is 60, he probably 63. Let him come tell me that he dating a 19-year-old. Let my father come tell me at his big old 63-year-old age that he's dating a 19-year-old. I'll lose my mind. What? He would never. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Like, what's going on with the people around you that they just like, oh, it's cool? Listen, man. And then I seen somebody tweet something this morning that said Shannon Sharpe is teaching or has men reconsidering marriage because marriage keeps you on a straight path or keeps you in check. Let me tell you something. Marriage don't keep nobody on nothing. Y'all are losing the plot. They are losing the plot. It don't matter. You think Shannon Sharpe was the first to ever do it? These married men been out in these streets. What you talking about? Y'all losing the plot. Y'all trying to impose marriage on somebody who don't want to get married, and then you gonna be mad when they act like they not married. That should not be the lesson. That should not be the lesson. The lesson need to be date in your age. Date in your age range. Date for your age and not your shoe size. That's the message. The message is you shouldn't be doing no race play because it's weird. That's the message. Those are the two messages. Race play is weird and date your age. And then you dating somebody that can't even go to no club appearances with you. What if you got an appearance? You got to make a show. And they got alcohol. Dating somebody who can't go where you go is already weird to me. That to me is strange behavior. Dating somebody who you can't take certain places because there's an age requirement, that's strange to me. That's weird as hell. Sit inside the car while I go into the liquor store. What? I don't know. I don't know what y'all got going on. Some of these men, and this is more than a midlife crisis. I don't understand how you was a public athlete for all these years and you didn't get everything you needed to get out of your system that you in any way like or want to date a 19-year-old. I don't understand how you can date someone who's younger than your children. Dating someone who's younger than your child is diabolical. Okay? I'm telling y'all, I'm not saying I'm 34, and if I was, it's early 30s still. It's not the mid 30s. And I don't want to be around no 19-year-olds. No, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Not at all. Nothing in me. There's nothing in my being that wants to just be hanging out with a 19-year-old for no reason. Ain't nothing in me would want to be around a 19-year-old just for fun. There's nothing fun about that. Nothing at all. So that's one. I don't know. It never stops. Now, let's also talk about Ray J. I don't know if y'all saw, but Ray J made a statement that said he believes that P. Diddy is going to beat the sex trafficking allegations. Now, Ray J. And again, I'm not talking about Ray J like he's a reliable source. So let me start by saying that. I want us all to be clear that I'm not quoting Ray J as though he is somebody who should be listened to ever. But I do want to publicly say that there is something about these grown men coming out in defense of these people who we know have done egregious things. That to me is that's the quote. That's the quote. I think there's something to be said about all of these grown men who run to the defense of other men who they know have done crazy things. Why say anything at all? Why even suggest that? And y'all know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I believe that Ray J said that because he was at them freak-offs getting real freaky and he know that Diddy finna tell on him. I'm telling y'all, between him and Kanye West, they know they was running through them freak-offs non-stop, and they know Diddy is not going down by himself. They know he's not. And Diddy done already told them, and they sons, because Ray J got into it with the sons, whatever, you already know that they told Ray J that he better act right or else they daddy finna take him down too. You hear what I'm saying? Ray J, Kanye West, all of them, they know that they can be implicated in everything that's going on with Diddy. And so the reason that they keep coming to Diddy's defense is because they know that Diddy is going to implicate them. Okay? He's not going down by himself. Y'all seen what happened with Suge Knight? And Stevie J, and y'all know Stevie J was at them freak-offs being freaky. Y'all already know. Y'all know Stevie J, them talking, they call that, what they call themselves, the freak boys or whatever, they was at they grown, big, nasty age. The Freak Squad, what was they called? Please. These people are defending him because they know that they are going to jail. They know that they have done things at these freak-offs and it is going to come out. It is absolutely going to come out. It is going to come out and people are going to, and all of these people is running and hiding because Diddy already let them know. And they know he got some sort of weird videotapes and he done told them that he was never going to go down. And to be honest, they probably believed him because look at all the years that he's been able to do what he's been able to do and has never gotten in trouble. It's going to be a problem. I truly believe that. And I think a lot of the people who are also talking about, there's some celebrities who's talking about being drugged and how it made them go crazy. I believe that some of them was not drugged and they participated. And now they all run it. They all run into his defense. And Ray J right now is numero uno. I'ma say that because his making that statement was a bunch of tomfoolery. You didn't need to say that to nobody. We know that he was at them freak. We know he was at them freak offs. We know you was there, and Usher is quiet too. But Usher already let us know. Usher's claim to fame has already been that he's seen things when he was a kid. To be honest, Usher, the reason Usher started doing them interviews, because why all of a sudden, now after Diddy gets locked up, Usher started doing them interviews talking about how he went to Diddy camp. How he went to Diddy camp. He's telling that story now because he knows what's to come. And if he did participate, he has to say that out loud. And it was dead wrong that he was there. Let me be crystal clear. It was not okay that Usher was allowed to be at all of them parties and them rages with them grown adults who was drinking and doing weird things, and that he could turn around and say that as a 14, 15-year-old that he would walk into rooms and see insane things going on. That's not okay. But if you did insane things as an adult, if you turned around and did insane things as an adult, that's where things are going to get sticky. That's where things are going to get sticky. And to be honest, the Justin Bieber situation, I can't believe that we were allowed to see what we saw on TV, where Diddy was asking him why they're not friends no more, and how uncomfortable Justin Bieber looked, and that wasn't enough for people to look into a situation at that moment. That clip with Justin Bieber and Diddy, where Diddy was talking about how he don't love him no more, and Justin Bieber looked like he was scared for his life, that made me uncomfortable. That made me uncomfortable. So I can only imagine. And Justin Bieber didn't have to stay with him. Do you know how horrible it must have been for somebody like Usher? Do you know what kind of situation you put your child in, where you tell them that they're going to be a star and they have to go to this Diddy camp, and the person who runs the camp is telling them that the only way that their career can take off is if they do these things that are inappropriate? The parents are to blame for a large part of this. Because to send your child to something called Diddy camp, insane. Insane work. Nuts. There's not enough fame in the world that would make me do nothing like that with my kid. And why can't the parents come as well? Why would you want my child to go to a Diddy camp and me not be there? You rich. You got enough room to house me and my kid. For real, me and my kid finna share a room anyway because I don't trust none of y'all. Okay. I'm telling you right now, somebody call me, oh, I want to make your kid rich. All they got to do is come to some camp with this grown man. Why do you think that my child is going to be there without me? You got more than enough room. You could put us up. You could take it out of his contract when he make more money. We could pay you back. I don't know what you got to do, but ain't no way my kid is going to no Diddy camp and going to be staying there by himself. Please, you couldn't pay me enough money. I don't even like sleepovers. Diddy camp. People say, oh, parents back in those days was more trusting. I don't know what kind of parents y'all had, but not my mama. My mama didn't do no sleepovers. She wasn't trusting nobody. I don't know back in the day who, what, when, where. That was never the case for me. The sleepovers had to happen at my mama's house. My mama was not messing with it. Wasn't no sleepovers. She ain't playing none of that. You ain't going to nobody's house that she don't know. Not if she got anything to. I don't know what generation of parents a lot of people grew up with that they saying that generation of parents was just much nicer. I don't know. Can't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. We'll never understand it. Cause not my mama. She didn't play that. That wasn't, and I don't play that as a parent. I don't do all that. I don't. And everybody's different, but absolutely not. The other thing is, and I think this is probably going to be the last thing because I have to hop off live, but Michelle Obama. When I tell you it hurt my spirit to hear Michelle Obama have to say on her podcast that she just didn't want to play nice or show up at any of these events, the fact that she had to explain herself and the fact that people were questioning her marriage because she didn't show up to an inauguration for Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Why is anybody surprised that she wouldn't want to go to that? I want to know. I don't understand why do you think she wants to go to Jimmy Carver Hoover, whatever his name is, funeral? For what? Like, would you want to go? I didn't want to go. And I'm nobody important. We talking about Michelle Obama. She got stuff to do. She got things going on. Why do you think that she's going to stop whatever she got going on to show up to Donald Trump's inauguration? And then my second question is, why is nobody giving the same pressure to the current First Lady? Why is nobody asking where Melania is all the time? Do y'all see her? I haven't seen her nowhere. I don't see her nowhere. And forget about after she was First Lady, after the first go at First Lady, she ain't popped back out until they was running for the seat again. Melania did not make another appearance until he started his campaign again. And nobody said nothing. I really don't even know what her voice sounds like. But y'all are worried about where Michelle Obama is? How many presidents have we had since Barack? How many first ladies have we had since that administration that y'all are asking where she's at? I don't get it. She's living her life. She don't have to live in the spot. Michelle Obama can do whatever she wants at this point, whatever she wants. There's no limit to what she can or can't do. And the same for Auntie Kamala. They're minding their business. They're not sitting in the seat. They don't have to render aid or show up or explain things to y'all. And why are y'all questioning their marriage? It's very weird. It's weird. It's very strange. You know what I'm saying? She's living her best life. And y'all are pressing her about what she got going on. Listen, leave the aunties alone. Leave them alone. If they are not responsible to us as a nation because they're not sitting in the seat, leave them alone. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? And that's that final thought.